So first of all, we'll start with WinMagic's offerings and services in India.
Okay. So essentially what we bring to the table is we help our customers secure the data at rest across their universal IT infrastructure. What it really means is wherever customers keep their unstructured data at rest, be it on their endpoints, be it on the files, folders, network shares, file servers, moving to really public, private, virtual data center, right? So essentially what we are doing is we are taking our endpoint experience. We have been a 20-year-old company really helping customers secure their endpoints and moving that methodology of encryption and moving it into cloud. Right? And that's what we do. We provide that as a solution to customers in India as well, while India is one of our markets, right? Biggest
So
market.
what are the countries where you have presence other than India?
So we are headquartered in Toronto, in Canada, and we are truly a truly global company. We have presence across. We have customers across 84 odd countries. We have offices. Of course, are headquartered in Toronto, but we have 5 offices in US. We have offices in London. We have offices in Germany, Tokyo, Singapore. Here, right? So we have 3 offices in India, right? So that's the kind of presence that we have, field presence that we have, and that gets significantly amplified by the presence of our partner ecosystem, right? So if you look at, while we have enough and significant partner ecosystem in India in tier 1 and tier 2, but we have global partners as well, right? Our global partners who bring a significant amount of business are the likes of Lenovo, HP, Ivanti, right? So all of these associations with large companies really bring about the fact that we are able to get into very, very large customers, and it really shoots our presence across the globe much more than our physical presence as well.
So since you have presence in India as well as overseas countries, right? So do you find any change or the challenge particular for Indian market as compared to the overseas markets?
One of the biggest challenges in the Indian market today is the lack of compliance regulation.
And also I want to know how WinMagic is coping with that challenge.
Yeah, so yes, absolutely. So because that's what we do, right? Essentially, lack of compliance-led regulation is a big roadblock, because remember, all of us do things which are forced upon us from a compliance standpoint, and that's nature, right? So if you look at some of these compliance regulations that have been coming in, have really started to turn the wheel in India, and we have regulation from RBI, which was followed by IRDA, which was followed by now the FSI market, the non-banking financial services market, right? So all of these things have really helped us increase and improve our market share, because customers buy for compliance a lot of times. But even without the compliance thing, one of the things that we very strongly believe in is security really should not be compliance led, because compliance is really a check in the box. You want to secure your environment, not for the compliance, but for reasons which are your customers, your brand image, your customers' data, your revenues, right? If you lose, and we have been, as part of our lives, we keep going into customers. Customers understand today increasingly, which is again led also by compliance, the fact that if their security posture is not watertight, it is not a question of when if they will be hacked. They will be hacked. It's only a question of when. And when they're hacked and they don't have the fundamentals in place, they will risk losing a lot, if not all, because the all piece will come in once we have a compliance regulatory system in place. But if you look at some of these global compliances which have an impact in India, like EU GDPR, well, that can close down companies. We are talking about 20 million euros or 4% of global revenues. Now, let's look at Bangalore as a city. All the major companies work at a bottom line of or EBITDA of 10%, maximum, right? 5, 7, 10%. If somebody were to take away 4% of that or 40% of that, then you're looking at a potential shutdown, right? Because it's not small, because all the fines and the punitive damages come from your bottom line. And that has really started to change things the way it is looking. But even without the lack like a lack of compliance regulations, what we have seen is there are customers who want to be trendsetter, but at the same time, they realize that the importance of security is paramount, and that's what customers are doing, right? They're
And I
early
think
adopters.
these days customers are realizing the importance of protection of data.
Yes, absolutely. And there are like everywhere there are early movers, there are followers, and there are laggers, right? So that's the ecosystem, right? The
Exactly.
world lives with that kind of an ecosystem. So so are the enterprise, corporate, or government, right? All of them fall into one or the other, right? So essentially, we are seeing that moving in increasingly towards a more mature nation from a data security standpoint.
Okay, so how EU GDPR, which you mentioned, it's playing its role in the global markets?
Huge. And one of the things that we kind of think that India is late to react, because of course Indian companies will be impacted. Believe me, global companies are also late to react, because it is very, very, very exhaustive from a compliance standpoint, and it's gone way too far into really picking into different things as a compliance regulation. And the global ecosystem, more so European ecosystem, has been trying to respond to it. But to my mind, come May, this will be live May 25th, and my sense is that a lot of at the risk of being very conservative, a lot of enterprises wouldn't be able to comply 100% to that. And to that effect, I think that we will see significant examples being set and punitive actions taken initially, so that examples to scare everybody else and make it work, right? And to my mind, what will happen then, and in the long, but that's in the short term. But if you look at long term, to my mind, that's a good thing, because that will ensure that globally we start looking at security of data of individuals to start with, and then when you look at group of individuals, that's a group. A larger group is a registered company and stuff like that, right? We will see a significant layer of security coming in over the next 5-7 years, and somebody has to really build the cat. So I think EU GDPR is trying to do that.
So can you name some of your enterprise customers in India?
And
also, as we are moving towards the digital India, where security is a major concern, are you working with any e-gov agency also?
Okay, so unfortunately, we have close to 200 customers in India, and we have a lot of enterprise names. So we have 3 out of the top 5 insurance customers in India. We have 2 of the big 4s. We have.
Can you name some of them?
No, I cannot, because we have payment regulator who is a customer of ours, right? So, but we are under NDA, because a lot of customers don't like security to be gone out and talked about what platforms they are using to secure their infrastructure. They find that as a risk. So that is the biggest challenge that we face in terms of regulation. But yeah, in terms of customer references. But if you look at it, what we are looking at is the who's who of the marketplace: banking, financial services, insurance, healthcare, hospitals, right? One of the top 5 hospitals in the country very recently signed up to encrypt every single of the doctor's devices, right? And which is the first in India. So we're trying to work with them to get a reference on the sites. But yeah, the idea is, but the message really is that we are there in all the relevant industries which look at security as an important aspect, and they want to look at define their security posture and work on the fundamentals very efficiently.
So, any projects for the e-gov agencies or any?
We are working with some of these agencies, right? We are working with e-gov agencies. We are working with some of the partners on the smart cities initiative as well, because as you rightly said, one of the key aspects will be security, right?
Exactly.
And we are working with large SIs to really get into some of these projects, and what we bring to the table is unique, and nobody else does it, which is really server security. Because at the end of the day, when you look at a smart city, everything will be pay-per use. Everything will be governed by large servers, and everybody will have a pie on that from an infrastructure standpoint. But how do you secure it? Encryption is the most fundamental yet the most foolproof way of securing your data, and that's something that we bring on the table, right? So those are the things that we are working with smart city projects and some e-government agencies.
So, how many partners you have in India and in the overseas markets?
Okay, so most of our overseas market is direct, right? And we do a lot of channel-led business through Lenovo, HP, Vanti, right? So those are global partners, right? So Lenovo is one of our biggest ones there. In India, we have every region, north, west, and south. We have approximately five focused partners, and then we have transactional partners. Plus, now we have increasingly started working with large SIs, global SIs. Which brings us into very large accounts, right? The VLE as corporates call it, very large enterprises.
So, is it something like that you want to increase your channel partner number?
Yes, absolutely. This year we should be looking at a 75% growth in our channel partners number because of the fact that now we are getting very seriously into infrastructure security as a business.
And even I think the next wave of growth is coming from tier 2-3 cities in India also.
Yes.
So what are your plans for those cities?
So right now our plans are really we work north, west, south, and really work Delhi NCR, north, west, Bombay, Pune, and south, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad. These are the 6 cities that we focus on, or 6 metros we focus on, which we think is still hugely untapped. And then our second focus is really government, right? And these are the 2 things that we have to very, very focus on, and we are moving very aggressively towards. Definitely our penetration into tier 2, 3 cities will come in next. Yeah, but I think we still have the market here, the metros market or the top 6 cities market, and the government really would constitute 80-85% of data security per se, right? And it really trickles down, right? And I think that we have once we are able to get a significant better pie of the market, is when we will look at getting into tier 2, tier 3, right? But right now we don't do that.
Okay, so what kind of innovation India is expecting to witness in 2018 with respect to the IT security space? Any particular trend you are looking for, or any new technology that you are looking for?
So there will be a lot of technologies that will come in, right? I mean, technologies will be aplenty, and how much of that makes sense for customers is a thing to be seen. To my mind, what will be successful in this year and the next year, and to my mind, we are sitting at the cusp of a security revolution because India has never taken it seriously, and we're now drafting a data security policy for the country, which is the draft policy is out, is being reviewed now. So that will define 2018 will be really the starting point of a huge data security revolution that we will see once that policy comes out. We'll have to see what exactly is in it, finalized, and what. But I'm very happy that this government has decided to take security of their citizens' information seriously, and that confidentiality piece will really make India moving forward a secure nation, and 2018 to my mind will be a starting point to that.
Okay, so who's your major competitor in India?
So we have competition, so every big boy in the marketplace has a point solution which
and how WinMagic is different from those competitors?
The biggest difference is that we work, right? So customers are every place.
But I think everyone is claiming the same things.
Yes,
so how would you differentiate yourself?
So if you go and if you speak with everybody and anybody who in the encryption marketplace, each one of them, most of the key players are really throwing their keys out. Why? Because it's a very difficult market to stay current in. It's very expensive, right? If you look at the big boys in the security marketplace who have an encryption solution which they bought from somebody else, they're not serious about it. Why? Because that's not their focus area. That doesn't make them money. And if you look at what differentiates us is because customers would buy us only if we are better. Why would you or any customer buy us if we are not significantly better than the other competitive product which you have been using for 15 years. You have the comfort, right? But why would you take your existing product out and bring us in? The only reason is we are better. And why are we better? Because we are serious about it. We are focused, right? One of the biggest things that customers, I'm sure everywhere, but especially in India, look forward to is support. How do you go out and support your customers? My single mandate to the team is we exist because of our customers. We do whatever we need to do to make sure that our customer is successful. And that's the ethos that WinMagic runs on. And that, to my mind, has been our single biggest factor. And our technology is superior, but then when you look at a superior technology and a team which is so serious about really helping a customer be successful, it's a winning combination. And if you look at it, we are looking at close to 200 customers from a knot in less than 4 years, which is a testament. And I told you, big names in every single industry, right? So, which we got one of the biggest public sector bank as well, right? So all of these things have been possible because of the dedication in terms of supporting the customers and a very superior product compared to the market, compared to what the market offers. And if you look at it, on the endpoint, we have some competitors, but we have some competitors on the cloud side as well. But there's nobody who does encryption for the entire IT infrastructure, endpoint, cloud, server, right? So, and that's what we bring in. So that's a big differentiator. Customers like to see every single piece of their encryption managed by one guy, and that's today only WinMagic.
I think you recently launched the SecureDoc, right?
SecureDoc is
how
the
it is picking up in India?
So SecureDoc is the name of our product. It has been there for 20 years. SecureDoc Cloud VM is the virtual machine encryption product, which encrypts the physical servers, virtual server, and servers on cloud, right? And we launched this product, I think 8 months back. We have close to 10 customers in India now. We have very large names in India who have adopted this technology and deploy it because they see the need. And again, they see us as a serious vendor who has proven to help them be successful on endpoints and then move to the cloud, right? So that's a logical journey that we help our customers through. And customers understand that this is a company which will do only a couple of products, but make it successful for us.
So, where WinMagic stands revenue-wise? I mean,
we are a private company. We don't talk revenue. So,
any percentage or your targets for 2018? Something.
So we are looking at. I can't give you a number, but we are looking at doubling our revenues. And I was doing an interview in Chennai, I think, a couple of months back, and that was my first quarter. We have just February is our beginning of second quarter. We work November, October, and it looks like we will be able to blow the numbers significantly from what we are looking at.
Okay, so what are your plans for 2018 now with respect to your revenue wise, or maybe any new product which you are planning to bring for the customers in 2018?
So 2018, so we have 3 quarters left in the
or any particular vertical that you are targeting for this year.
So we will keep focusing on the BFSI industry, IT, ITS, but really we focus on BFSI, IT, ITS.com companies and the pharma industry. And I think those are the 4 industries which yield 95% of our revenues. The propensity for them to buy is significantly more. In terms of new products, new product lines, what we are looking at is we just started supporting VDI, right? So virtual desktop was something that nobody supported. Nobody supposed to even support it or it supports. We support that now. So we started that 2 months back, and now we have we will start. We are working with. Working on Docker containers, so we should be able to support that Docker's containers in the next 3-4 months time frame. So essentially, if you look at it, the idea of 2018 is really to make sure that we are able to help our customers secure their infrastructure on public-private hybrid data center, and really bring ourselves to the forte in the data center security stack.
So finally, what would be your message for the customers as well as for your partners?
So customers buy for compliance mostly, right? Because that's what gives them the budget, right? what we know by our experience is if we get in, we will make sure that we win because our product is significantly better. What we go and tell our customers is security is really an insurance kind of a solution, right? You pay, but you don't know will I ever. Lot time, most of the time, you don't want an ROI out of it. But if you look at a solution like us, and we go out to our customers and help them understand that this product pays for themselves in terms of the cost savings, in terms of the savings of manpower, right? In terms of cyber insurance cost savings. So if you look at if customers start looking at the total ROI, we fit the bill very, very significantly, and so that's the one thing that we think is a winning formula when a product starts paying for itself.
Okay, and the message for your partners.
Partners have been
maybe some aspiring partners which they want to connect with you or associate with you.
So we have been very lucky to have gotten the support of the customers and thereby the partners in the Indian ecosystem. In a short period of time, we have partners who go out in the market and want to talk about us and us only when it comes to encryption of any kinds, and that is because of the fact that partners realize that this is one business where which is, as I said earlier, is on the cusp of exploding because of the regulations coming in, and so we are very, very happy to work with newer partners because they give us the breadth and spread that we cannot reach otherwise, right? So, and that's the nature of the market here. From a partner standpoint, I think we have kept supporting our partners. Partners have been very kind to turn around and say that yes, this is the business that we want to invest in, and what we bring to the table is really minimum investments but maximum benefits for our partner ecosystem, right? In terms of margin, in terms of the entire benefit of the ecosystem, and the most important thing for a partner, their customer stickiness, right? Because we have not lost a customer, right? And partners love that, right? Because when as a partner you go out and sell to a customer, the last thing that you want to do is you sell a product and the customer throws that product out, but then the partner starts looking very, very bad, right? And that's where partners love us because that's what we do. We help them improve their profitability, but significantly better their stickiness.
Okay. So, anything you would like to add to this discussion? Anything you would like to highlight? I mean, what WinMagic is planning now, or anything?
No, I think we have covered. I think you had a lot of questions. We have covered a fair amount.